And action.
Nothing away from me. No way, come back. What's up, Neil Walter here from the Guitar Tricks channel with a lesson for you. Ow. Tip of the week, pros and cons of a whammy bar. We got a remark asking about what are the disadvantages of having a whammy bar, and I thought, never thought about that. But it's a good point, and here's a few that may interest you too. Whammy bars are really hard to tune. They're not really hard, but they're difficult if you're not used to it, especially because of the springs. It's a floating bridge. You tune one string and the other ones go flat, so it takes a lot of time. It can be really frustrating if you're a new player. Also, when you bend up on one note, the other strings will go flat a little bit, especially if you're bending two notes. If you're holding one note and bending the other one, you'll hear the other one go down a little bit in pitch. Also, you lose a little bit of sustain when your strings are being attached to a bridge that's floating on springs. You don't get quite as much sustain with your notes. Without a whammy bar, you'll have better sustain, something where the strings go through the body or on a fixed bridge. So that's a few things to consider if you want to get a whammy bar. If you do get a whammy bar, I recommend using the original version if you're getting a Floyd Rose. Some of the licensed versions are not quite up to par, but probably be okay. But if you can get an original one, go for it. That would be your best bet. If you're crazy about dive bombing and doing Steve Vai, Satriani, Eddie Van Halen stuff, then it's worth the struggle. But if you're not sure and you just want to learn guitar, then you might be better without one, because they can be frustrating. Lesson of the week, diminished two-hand tapping. We had a lot of comments on last week's lesson of this opening riff. And it's a really cool two-hand tapping diminished pattern. And I'm going to show it to you right now. Check it out. First finger on the 5th fret of the E string. Right hand, hammer on the 11th fret. Pull off, tap on the 8th. Pinky, it's the best finger to use, or your 3rd finger. So you're going to do that pattern. It's the same for every string, and you're going to do it twice on every string. So then I'm going to go up a string and up a fret. When you get to the B string, you go up a string and 2 frets. And then up a string, up a fret on the E string. And then hammer on the E right there at the 17th fret. Ooh, cool harmonic. It's kind of like a diagonal pattern. And so one more time slowly, it's up a string, up a fret. Up a string, up a fret. B string, up 2 frets, up a string, up a fret, landing on that E. So one more time slowly. And then from that point, you're going to do a little pull-off, cool pull-off classical thingy. Then we're going to do this pull-off thing with your left hand on the 12th fret. 10, 8, 7, 4, 5. One more time slowly. Right hand doesn't move. Those frets are 12, 10, 8, 7, 4, 5. So dramatic, classical. Neoclassical. Neil, it's neoclassical. So one more time slowly. Pretty awesome. Try it at home. You'll be glad you did. It's a diminished pattern. You'll recognize it in a lot of Yngwie type stuff. Also, that tapping pattern is familiar with some of Randy Rhoads' stuff too from his solos. That's it. It's pretty straightforward. It's really cool. It's only using 4 actual notes, A, C, E flat, and F sharp, that are just repeated in these 3-note tapping patterns, which makes that diminished pattern. You might hear it in other forms like this. Very common in metal leads. That's it for this week. We'll see you here in about 7 days. Have a killer week. Try out some new stuff. That's right. Tell him Neil sent you.